I don't know if it's on. Is it on? Let's assume that it's on. Yes, appears to be on. And I'm waking up. Today, Monday, September 10th. The urge is to find out the best way to bring to consciousness Po and Yuye, as we have in our Po and Yuye, using the co-creation wheel. So the question becomes, how do we best teach two words? Now, Po was only invented in 1970 as an idea and hasn't been fully utilized yet as the idea that it is, for various and sundry reasons, mainly being that the inventor of the idea of Po, Edward de Bono, never really marketed the understanding that went behind it. He merely took one of the outputs of using it, the Six Hats management theory program. He took that, made a lot of money with it, and was a happy camper. He never really fully understood the value of Po. Or if he did, he didn't do anything about it, because Po is a word, when used correctly, will change the thinking paradigm on our planet. It's not yes and no, on and off. It's not duality. It's beyond. We have to look at things differently now with all of our intelligences that we have come to be aware of. And we have to start using our intelligence, the ones that we are aware of, not just the 5 with intuiting 6. We've gone beyond that in our understanding. And why are so many people teaching intuition now without understanding that intuition is the 12th sense, not the 6th sense? And for humans to understand this is very important, because it helps them understand Po better. That everything that we learned up until now isn't necessarily the best way to look at everything. We also have to look at the temperature and balance, temperature and balance on everything. Temperature and balance. 6 and 7. And then we have to look at time and space. 8 and 9. We all have a different perception of where we are at time and where we are in reality as we go around the sun. We all have different perspectives on that, often generated by the educational systems that we paid attention to. So we have a bias relative to a particular school of thought, relative to how we relate to the sun, and how we've sort of forgotten our relationship with the sun. It's strange. So Po is a great word to use to, within the context of the co-creation wheel, all the 12 different sectors. We use Po in each of the sectors when we're looking at stuff. And then we look at it through beyond. What? I'm being interrupted here. So I don't know what's exactly happens when someone else comes in and watches here. So I'm finishing this idea of Po, where Po is, and how we use Po. We use it with Yuye and the creation wheel, co-creation wheel, in each of the sectors. And we need to begin teaching this as a process that each of us ought to look at for ourselves, so that we know who we are and where we are in our lives, and as it relates to the the energy that connects us to the sun, Yu-Ye. The energy that connects us to the sun, Yu-Ye. That's when we understand that energy, the energy that connects us to the sun, Yu-Ye. Think of it in the same way as, if you understand this notion of whenever the name of Muhammad is spoken by a Muslim, they say the term, may peace be upon him. They never say the word Muhammad just on its own, may peace be upon him. Because it takes away from the value of the word. By always having peace be after uttering the word of Muhammad, it puts Muhammad in a particular space, the sound of the word Muhammad. So it's good to understand that, the sound of the word and how you use it within a context. So, and that's partially, we mention that, but we also recognize all the different names of God as sounds to be uttered if however you connect to spirit, whatever, and if you don't connect the spirit in any way, manner, shape, or form, and consider yourself either an agnostic or an atheist. If you consider yourself an atheist, I think you need to rethink because there's too much evidence as to there's something beyond our understanding. Maybe after you've mastered the 36-day wave that connects us to the sun, maybe after you've mastered that energy field, then maybe you can express what the idea of God. And for those that look to some higher energy source, as all of life attests to, the sun is an important ingredient for all aspects of life. The sun is an important ingredient. So, Yu-Ye, Yu-Ye. When you understand the vibration of a 36-day cycle that takes place between here and the sun, a 36-day cycle, that wave, you will come to be vibrating at a level of your understanding. So the more you understand, the more you will understand. You need to look at the large before you can really fully understand the small. So this is what Gene Houston teaches, the large and the small, and the quantum leap we need to take from the large to small to the large and the large to the small, back and forth. And maybe we're all doing it backwards, but if we are, that's the Heyoka. That's a Heyoka process, doing things backwards. We sometimes learn by doing things backwards. And maybe this is our experience of teaching Po backwards. Maybe we should be teaching up. It's an opportunity to teach Po. And Po and Yu-Ye teach the connection between Po and Yu-Ye and the co-creation wheel, using the 10 transformers, will transform the world. And the vehicle for doing this is to bring this information to you through people that are already exploring some aspect of mind development. And we have not figured out how those people that have already made a business of this, of how to go the next step and use the techniques that they are using to make money, that use that money-making machine to deliver the next step. Because what they're doing in this mind gym is merely a preparation for the next step. And I say this from just reading their information. I have not yet experienced their process. I'm prejudging it. And if it's better than I imagine, I'll certainly use this as their marketing tape. Because at this point, we don't really know if their process is the best that it can be, given all the resources they've put together. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and be critical of one of their hooks, the hooks of this mind dog. And they've trademarked it, so we know that they've thought it through and they've invested in a trademark of the phrase "it's all in your mind." Something close to that. Let me just check that. I think it was "it's all in your mind" was their phrase. "It's all in your head" is their trademark. It's all in your head. Well, if you believe it's all in your head, that's a good hook. But for sure, they have to be teaching that it's not all in your head, because it must also be in your heart. This is the whole process of Poe, is to move things out of just being in your head. They're looking to train all the people that are stuck in their head. And if it's okay to be stuck in your head, but you also have to move beyond that being stuckness. And they, in their marketing, there's an assumption, I think. No, I'm mixing up two ideas here. Pardon me. There's marketing. I was thinking of the notion of trust beauty, trust brand beauty, something like that. Yeah, the trust brand, trust beauty, trust brand beauty. I was looking at how to market them, and I was a little disappointed with their marketing position, given that, given their intention and given the people that I've met that work for that company. So let's leave it at that for the moment. Back where I was introducing the importance of Poe and Yu-Ye, the co-creation wheel, and the 10 transformers, in more fully developing our capacities, our human capacities, not just our mind, but also understanding our physicality, our mentality, our emotionality, and our spirituality. Considering economics, ethics, energy, and health. So we're looking at those capacities of understanding and looking at Brain Mind Gym as a delivery system for it. It's simple logic that all of their customers, not some of their customers, but all of their customers ought to be interested in what we're talking about. Otherwise, why are they doing what they're doing? If you only want to develop your mind and not your whole self, there's something missing there's something missing. And that's, I think I bring this to the Brain Mind Gym program. And this is a video expressing the first idea, I guess. And I think I may be ending this at this moment because I want to explore, and I'm going to be going over now shortly, to have my first test on their equipment. They have a band that measures your brainwave. So I'm going to take over my, I should better remember to pick it up, my tools that I believe have an effect on my brain waves. I mean, I don't know, but I'll be able to measure it now because they have the equipment. So the concepts that we've been working with for a number of years, we'll be able to prove it using their technology. And I'm talking specifically about the shell, the Vortex shell, and also that tool that came with the T-Zone machine. It was you'll see it later. But I want to test the efficacy of both of those and see which one works better. Not just which one works, because I think they're both going to work significantly, but which one's going to be better. This is going to be, and I can also try it using different sound techniques. This is one of the great things that I'll be able to use the Brain Gym technology for, is to measure stuff that we have not, measure stuff that we, call me a person who has studied Gurdjieff and understands the notion of vibration and has connected in that spiritual understanding of being able to move beyond the third and fourth and fifth dimensions of time and space, and now exploring the ninth dimension. So it'll be interesting from the ninth dimension, looking back and seeing how some of this technology is going to be able to function, and its relationship with moving beyond brain. It's all in your brain. What was the phrase again? It's all in your head. It's all in your head. It's all in your heart. I got news for you. It ain't all in your head. It ain't all in your head. That's it for this moment.